Alrighty. There we go. Alrighty. Let me close this off. I don't need it right now. Anything else I need in here? No, I think that's it. Alright. So let's get started, guys. Welcome back to another stream here today. Or if you're watching this later on when it gets uploaded, welcome to another video, guys. Hope you guys are doing great and wonderful on this day. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And we can get started over here then. Alright. So the goal for today is just continue working with bugs. Really playing through the game and just see if there's anything that pops up. I have this game in a really good place. So I'm just fixing bugs right at the moment. Alright, what else I gonna do here? Oh, I'll open my chat in case anybody comes in. Alright, there we go. Alright. So at the end of the final corner, let me move my laptop away. I don't need it right now. There we go, I got much more room now. Alright. So I did end up finding a bug yesterday, which I didn't get a chance to actually look at it. So we can look at it today. And the issue with the bug that I'm facing right now is that when I enter into a dungeon, my player still has movement, even though I'm not touching anything. So I'm not disabling velocity or whatever that is. So I think that's something I gotta look into today. But let me try adding the clips in here. I don't even know which set am I using. Is it this one? Yeah, it has to be this one. So let's try adding just... No, it can't be this. It's too small. Taller one is the one I'm looking for. There we go. So I'll just add that, and then we can add a... Let's see if it works. That's the first thing I gotta do here. I've never done it in a test scene, so we'll see if it ends up working. So let me just get that set up in here. Let's just put it right there. And why is it behind it? Is the question. It's behind it, right? Yeah. That's dumb. What's the ordering on this one? This is one. Is it supposed to be backwards? You know, I just put it there. So whatever this had in here, it's not there anymore. We'll put it on top of there. There we go. We'll just leave it like that. And then we need to put a collider in it. Do I have a collider design for this one already? Hold on, where's my Eden tile map here? So create a door and it's using some type of resource path. So I have a door already set up. There we go. So door entry prefab is what I'm looking for. Door entry prefab. Door. Oh, I see it. So this is just a. Oh, so this is a script though. I'm looking for the scene. Right, why am I not? There we go. So weird, man. So we'll do this here. And I am in outer world. And I need it to transition from, which is my current scene. And 2 is just a random location, I guess. I don't think I need to put anything there. Hold on, give me a second. I need to remove that. Let's look for my test scene. Transitions. Did I put it here? Nope, that's not transitions. Amount of villages. There it is. So copy path. We'll put it from here. We're coming from here, and let me double check if I don't have to put anything in the 2 section. I see. Yeah, so I guess I do need it. I need to transition to here, to my dungeon. Let's test that out and see if it ends up working in my testing. If not, we'll go into the real level We'll go into the game. Let me put some grass in the background because it looks kind of weird. Leave it like that for now. There we go. Cool. So we'll test it out. I think it should be enabled though. As you can see, the area box area to D there, it's kind of disabled right now. Let's see if it actually enables itself when I go into the scene. So let's go into it right now. All right. Let's see if I can go in here. I cannot. The door entry. That's the only thing I can think of, or it's probably too inside. I need to move it outside a little bit. The door entry is here. Question is this collider. Still disabled, by the way. So I need to enable it somehow. Let's move it out a little bit. I gotta figure out what's going on there. Let's see if I can go in there now. Okay. Interesting. Oh, hey, it's another. Yeah, I got two guys over here. My testing already has the players, so it. Okay, this is not gonna fully work, but we'll just use this for testing. Okay. All right. That's hilarious. I gotta be able to delete this guy over here. All right, so for one, I need a way to enable this collider. So it didn't do what I had that bug on when I was checking it yesterday. You can see the player wasn't moving at all. What if I keep my inputs, if I hold my key down while I go in there? Let's see if that is still a bug or not. Let's move it out a little bit. Let's get in here. So I'm gonna keep moving my character here. Moving it. I see. So if I keep holding it, it becomes a problemo. Is there a way that I can just move it out a little bit? This is enabled, but if once I go in there, it's not gonna work. All right, but anyways, let's look into that right now. Oops. Let's see. Well, one thing I can do is that as long as the input is disabled, I can, one, not go in here first of all. So why don't I even do that to begin with? Problem? Input detected. Why don't I have a variable for it in here? I remember having one though. So let's look into my player then. I swear I had something that says disable input somewhere. Or is in my player controller. Is it on my player controller? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So I have it in here. It's already disabled, so how is this still? How's it still going in there? So if I press the mouse down, does this input detected passes my input in it? If input is disabled, why is it still going in through here, I guess? Oh man. I'll find all references. It calls this and that's it. Which sets this, which then eventually gets used in here. But it, I guess there's nothing here stopping it from actually. Well, that's very weird because input detected is already false. So why is it going through it? I disable my input when I enter doorways. So that's one thing that I'm doing. Find all references. A player here. And who calls the player? The player should be called in Game Manager if I recall. So find all references. Here. And the Game Manager calls this when I enter the doorway. So I don't get how is it still moving. Yeah, so I have a bind up function here so that I can use it in the script so that when I enter doorways, where's my scripts in here? Let's move this down. When I enter doorways, or door entry transition, I don't know if I already called it by this point or not. Let me see. Okay, so what about if it's not doorways, what about scene transition? Insert together. Yeah, so here's where the input comes in. It's false, and then enables it afterwards. After the transition is done. So if I go back to my doorway, this is my doorway, so it should have been completed here. Go through all of this stuff. I should be fine. That's very interessante. Why is that still happening? Alright, so let's try this. Just for testing purposes. Do I have a variable to grab this? This is in the player controller though. It's input active. You get another one here. Variable is input enabled. Return M is input enabled. I put a constant this one too. And what was in character to be? Is somehow is going through here. I'm gonna have to do this thing here, which is temporary. I just want to check it out. And just say if, well, test it out first and see if it works. The input is enabled is false, then return. Kind of nasty, but we'll just testing to see if it works. Oh, it's still playing? No, it's not. Okay. Oh, things say that my internet is unstable, which is very weird. Hopefully the stream is good though. Alright, so I start building, so let's run it and I'll test it out right now. Go to my testing. This is disabled again, sadly. And it's gonna get disabled anyway, so what's the point? I'm gonna have to look for it again. I am certain I need to look for it, so when I still just look for it, even though I need to fix this. I don't see it there. Fish spawner. Alright, so let's enable it once more and then go in here. Okay, so it didn't do it this time. Hold on, let me try that one more time. Oops, it crashed on me. It's fine. Let's do that once again. I let go of the key and then pressed it right away, so maybe that was the reason that it was okay still. So let's enable that again. I'll go holding the key. Yeah, fixed. All right, I think that fixed it, but I just don't understand why. Trying to figure out why is that the issue. All right, so you know what I can do? Let's find all the things for door entries and enable them, because I do not like going through there every single time. So let's look into my script, my test scene script, and we'll iterate through them and see if we can find them. Or not, because I can add more in the future. So we'll get to the door entry nodes. Which is just an array of nodes. And we can get tree, get nodes in group, and I believe it was door entry, which is, I don't know why it's not here. Door entry. We'll iterate through them. Door node and door entry nodes. And in here, I want to get the collider, I guess. Or do I have an option to enable it through here? I do. Cool. So it's called enable then. I need to cast it to as a door. It's a door entry. Yes. Door entry. Door entry equals door node as door entry, and then just enable it. Cool. There's an extra space there. Let me double check that this is a door entry. Yes. Interesting. Okay. Was there? Oh yeah, I was gonna fix the code. So let me try one last thing. There's one I do not like doing this. First of all, this entire thing here. Right. So one thing I can do is, where's that function that says enable input? Something I saw it earlier. My character 2D. There we go. Here. So if it's false, we can set the velocity of the player to 0. We'll try this and see if it ends up working. So set the velocity. Do I have to call move and slide on that? Well, I'll just call it move and slide. Don't know if I have to call that. And then set my input to be 0. Set character movement direction and set that to 0 as well. All right. Let's see if this ends up working. All right, so build already. So let's get in there. First thing, hopefully the door entry is in good now. I'll do that all over. Oop. Whoa. Whoa, you saw that? Well, why is it, what? Why does that happen? It looks like there's a doorway here. Interesting, hold on. Go in there. Technically, it kind of worked. Hold on, let me try it one more time if it doesn't crash. And it did crash. Alright, so this. Why is there a door entry there? What? Why is there a door entry there? I wonder if it had to do with all the door entries being enabled right now. Initial collision disabled. Ooh, it's oh, hello there. I didn't even have to do that. I just have to enable this. Interesting. Oh, but if it's disabled, it's true. We'll go here, otherwise it will enable itself. Okay. But I want it to be disabled, so it's fine. The one on the scene, the one inside the... If you open that scene in the editor, this should be false, which is fine. And this should be disabled already. Weird. Weird that happened there. Interesting. Either way, I have it working anyway, so it's fine. Let's try that one more time. I just don't know why when I move to the left, there's door entries there. And look at that, you transitioned it. But since those are not initialized, it reverts back to normal, so it doesn't transition to anything. But now there isn't any here. Interesting. But anyways, it's just a test scene, but still very weird. Cool, that ended up working. Sweet. Alright, so some weird stuff is happening right there. I'm not sure why. Why is it happening now and not happening since I started working on this testing? It is very interesting. Okay. I'm not even gonna dig into it. Alright, so let's keep testing stuff then. So I fixed one bug. Character moving when it's transitioning. If you're holding down the key. Alright. So let's do that. Let's just keep playing around with this game and see if we find anything that looks very weird. Okay. What about taking that, getting my axe, my scythe, and just taking all of this stuff out of the way? I think one cool thing it will be to do is that if I go through grasses like this, it'll be kind of sweet if they kind of like bounces or something, like makes it interact like the player is actually going through the grass. And but that's kind of like more of a polishing stage. So something to think about. It doesn't have to be bouncy, but something, the kind of movement that makes it look like the player is actually going through that grass or something. Oops. Ooh, okay. So sometimes I think I need to increase the collision box in here. It works great with the trunk though. Increasing the collision for the inner tree. I could probably do that right now. Let's find that skinnier tree. We'll increase the area 2D for it. It's environments, right? I'm tripping right now. Was the tree small? So let's go to the small tree real quick, and we can increase this collision here. I'm just lowering it down. I can't select both. Lame. Let's just do that. Cool. So we can try that next time. Cool. Let's go back to the testing. Oh no, it's actually the game tab. Cool. So we got all of that stuff out of there. We'll pick up all this stuff in here. Another thing I would like to add is in that UI there is to add all, in case you want to add all of them rather than going one to one. But I think that's also like a polishing kind of thing. Bam. Let's water this bad boy. So I fixed the little can issue that we were having last time. One thing I don't like is it looks like the water is actually not hitting it. I may end up doing some changes with the watering can. I just don't know if I want to do it, if it's gonna look good or not, but that's where I'm at right now. Some things to change around. Let's add the seed, and it should be growing. There we go. It's not actually using the real time just yet. This is just for testing purposes. So we'll be adding the actual time for how long this should be taking. And then it grows, and then I am able to interact with it. And now it's in my inventory over here. Sweet. So I have one melon. Just do my pickaxe. Playing around with the game right now, just making sure everything's working like it should. I can go there. Cool. Breaking all these rocks. Oops. You know, smack this rock on top actually. One thing I should do also is update the cursor so it's not the actual disc cursor. That's one thing I gotta update as well. Let's pick up these stuff in the bottom. Am I able to pick up all of this stuff? I don't have room. So, you know, let's drop my melon. Let's drop the hay right now. I'm not using it. Ah, that melon is so small. I gotta update some of the sizes on these. Let's add these two. So far it's looking good, guys. So far looking good. So far looking good. Making these streams and fixing all these bugs. Making the game look good right now. Also some bug fixes with the fishes as well as you saw last time. I'll talk about it once I get there. Where did the slimes go? You're all the way up there. How the hell are you going all the way up there without no... Interesting. I'm surprised you're going up there. Damn. And I cannot hit it again. Let's go back up there. Oops. The other one spawned. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this heavy sword. Like, it's not fun because you stop riding your tracks compared to this one where you can walk all the time. I think it should be fine though. I think once I add more, what you call it, the actual damage that this should do, maybe it will be a lot better. I need to increase some of the radius attacks on it. Trying to figure out how to make heavier swords feel like they're heavy, but it also makes it feel like right now I'm not hitting it, right? When it was close to me, I think I should still be able to hit it. Increase that radius a little bit or something. So this needs a little bit tweaks, but other than that, it's still working though. I do love the dagger a lot better because I am more agile and I can move around and stuff. Cool. I'm gonna have to drop some stuff right now then. Let's drop the logs. I don't need a log right now. I think that's it, because I don't need to do a fishing rod right now. Let's add those. Go to the fishing rod. I think that's just oh no, I guess it's fixed now. Alright, so let's get the reel in here. Set up that fishing rod. And then we can fish. Alright. So this is the other thing that I wanted to mention. So if I throw my thing, they get interested in it, right? And the moment that I move it, they instantly jump into it. So that radius, when it gets within a certain threshold of the bait, it instantly just jump into the bait. But I wanted to actually swim to the bait and then bite it, rather than once it reaches the threshold, it instantly jumps into the bait and gets attached to it. So there's some tweaks I can do in there to make it look a little bit better. But like that big fish was all the way over here and ended up instantly getting attached to my fishing rod. There's some stuff like that that I would like to fix. Woo! Got this guy. So it is possible. There's almost a 40-pounder in here. Alright. Cool. Other than that, actually the game is looking good right now. So some minor like tweaks that I gotta do, but those are just like polishing stuff that I need to do. Let's move that over here. But other than that, everything's looking good right now. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. And you can see some of the footprints are actually a lot darker because it's spawning a lot of them. But it only happens when, if I do it here, it doesn't happen, right? But if I move him somewhere else, hold on, let's do it over here. When I use the A star, you can see some of the, they still keep drawing. So I gotta set the velocity to 0, which is the reason when I click on this, it does that and it moves a little bit because technically the velocity still has some velocity in it, some values in it. So I should be disabling velocity at that point. We can jump into that and see if we can fix that little tiny thing happening there. If it can be interrupted, it doesn't go in here, but it does have some velocity in it, so I may have to put this in here. Or when does that get set to true? So, oh, because it's protected. Okay. We can go in here. I thought well, let's see. Let's actually go in here. So here's when it does the actions. Either this can be the hoe, watering can, fishing rod, or whatever. And then I can set the interrupted here. So, oops. If it cannot be interrupted while doing the action, we can set the velocity. Oh, it's vector. What am I doing? Alright. I'll move and slide. I probably should create a function for this instead of, so that way I'm doing this every single time. And then set character movement here. Direction to, let's see if this ends up working. If it does, I'll create a function, so I don't have to do that every single time. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty. Let's see if it works. I'm in testing. One thing I actually didn't mention is that for last week, I believe I only went live once on Wednesday, right? Monday I didn't get live because I had a headache. I didn't want to, I didn't want to stream like that. Wednesday I streamed. Friday I didn't stream, but because I decided to focus on the devlog video. So if you guys have not seen it, it's already live. You guys can go watch it if you guys are interested. All right, so let's see if we can see that. Let's see if it works. Cool. Hey, the clear doesn't move. No dark spots anymore. Nice. Great. Perfecto. Easy fix in here. Alright, so let's create a function for these, so I don't have to do this every single time. We can put in a character to these so the enemy or NPCs have access to it as well. So what I can do is call function here. Let's see what I call it. I can put it here. Yeah, that's fine. I usually like having functions separately. All of these are virtuals. Let's put it down here. Call it void alt movement. Yeah, I guess so. Let's create that function here. Alt movement. So we do that. So we can do that in here when you disable the input, right? So we have to do that every single time. And then we can do it on top over here in my actual player. Cool. Awesome, awesome. Cool. We played through that and I didn't see any bugs in that testing. Maybe there's bugs in the other one. There's one thing I definitely would love to actually touch right now. And I guess this can be more of a polishing stage, but I would love to have it right now. So, you know, let's try to adding it. And that is be able to see the cloud's shadow. It's something I've been wanting to add in here, and I haven't had a chance to do it. I already have kind of a shader going on with it that I'm doing with my fog when I enter caves and all of that. And I can reuse all of that stuff together. How do I want to handle this? Where do I put it in? I can put it... Look at my day and night cycle here. If I enable it, let's run the testing real quick. Let's see how that looks like. Ooh, I forgot about this, whatever thing is here. My fog is enabled, but I don't want to use this fog. As you can see, it makes the entire thing broken, but I can reuse it to do what I want it to do. You know what, let's disable fog when I'm actually in the test scene. Let me see if I remember what I need to call. It's a day-night cycle. I need to find it, I guess. But do I have access to it? Hold on, let me see. Var, I'm just gonna put D. I need to. But do I have access to it? Hold on. I'm gonna put D. Splash screen is when, okay. I mean, I can just go into that class right now and see if I can. No, I want to go to the class. Hold on. Was in a dungeon? We'll just go in here. No, I want to go into the class. Alright, fine. Oh, it's in C++, is it? That's interesting. That's why it doesn't let me do it. Alright, let's go into my day-night cycle then. There's something I can do to disable that fog. And the testing. Where do I go in for that? Should be nodes, maybe day-night cycle? Yeah, there it is. Actually, no, let's look in here. Do I have access to anything? No. So when I'm in a dungeon, I go through all of this stuff in here. Ah, yeah, we can create a function here. We can just call it for void. Let's put it at the bottom actually. Void init testing. I don't know if I like putting it in here, but that's what it is for right now. And let's copy the in. Let's copy all of this stuff in here. And let's disable stuff. So when I call this, so we got testing, clear for flags. I don't want it to be foggy. I don't mind the rain though, but yeah. We probably put rain, but I don't want to put rain right now. So we'll just cancel that. We'll just clear the weather. Leaves, I don't care about leaves right now. No thunder or nothing. Campus modulate. Cave, I'm not doing any cave, so fog, disable that. Disable the outer world fog. Wind strength, there's no wind strength here. I can put wind strength in here. That's okay. Okay, so let's do that. And we'll have to bind this actually so I can use it in the... So I can use it in GD script. Bind method. I'm gonna call this in the testing, and then the actual function name, day night cycle. Cool. So we'll do that. Cool. Done building. I need to go to my testing, por favor. Okay, so I want to go through that, and I don't have anything here, so I need to find it, or I can just add it in here. A nice cycle, and just say, hey, this exists. I'll just call it. I need to call that function name. Let's get that function name here. Okie dokie. So let's run this testing. We shouldn't see anything happening here. No thunderstorms, no rain, no fog at all right now. Whoa, okay. So maybe I should change the color of it to be a little bit brighter. But it works regardless. So let's change the color. I saw that here. It says canvas modulate, right? We're setting some type of color here. Why not just set it all to white? It should be like the brightest day right now. Oh, do I even need to do that? Because this is the look of a dungeon. How I want the dungeon to look like. Maybe I don't need to set it. Let's just leave it. And let's run the testing again. Making sure it's a sunny day, nothing's happening. Perfecto. Okay, so this is like the brightest day it's gonna look like. So what I wanted to work, now that I have this in a good place, is to see if I can add some type of clouds in here. How do I want to handle this? Let's go to my test day night cycle. Let's move it on top of here. We can add, let's add a shout node here. How do I want to handle this? Put as a node to D, and this is going to be like the cloud container, I guess. I'll just put clouds. And inside of here, I can put a color rec. I want it as a color rec. Okay, so you know, let's add a shader on it, and let's load one of those shaders that I have. Assets, shaders. At this right now. Add a noise texture 2D for it. You can see some stuff happening already. Let's make sure here. Want to make it seamless. 512 is fine. Okay, so let's add a noise in here. And then you have this cool looking thing here. Oh, let's make this bigger, shall we? Got this layout. Transform, make it 512. 512. They had this cool pixelated that I actually can make this, make sure that is the top layer. Put it at 10 for now. How does that look like in a test scene? I may need to move this a little bit higher. Let's see how it looks like. Hold on. Oh, I have to move it a little higher. Yeah. I have no idea why there's a doorway entry here. And he's just turned dark, by the way. Okay. Let's go in here. Let's go into my day-night cycle again. Instead of putting it in a corner, like the other ones are actually in the center. Let's move this in the center, shall we? There's two. There's 512 for the size, and I can just divide this 512 divided by 2, so I can get half of it, and do the same thing here. So it could be in the center. Then you have this kind of like fog layer on top of it. Maybe I should make this a little bit more brighter. Let's go into my day-night cycle. Go to my material for the cloud rect. Let's move that down and put the density a little higher. There we go. How does that look like in here? That's pretty cool. Like there's fog right on top of the player, and I'm like looking all the way at top. That's something cool that I can add. I love the way that like the fog or whatever the clouds starts forming. Let's see if I can make it a little bit brighter. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Let's run the game a little bit. All right. Does that look okay though? Hold on. Let's move it a little bit on top. I'm up here. And you can see some type of. I could do this, or I can use this as a shadow of the clouds. You can see how this looks like if it was that. What happens if it's the shadow of a cloud? You can the RGB and just set it to a vec3 of 0. Can you do that? It doesn't like it, so we'll just. Oh, it's a capital R. Oh my bad. There we go. Probably will need to be definitely a lot darker though. Hold on, let's put that a little bit darker. Let's increase that density to 2. Probably be too dark though. But let's see, we can mess around with the alpha. One is moving way too fast though, to my liking. Let's slow that down a little bit. And let's put this to 2. And some dark spots, which I can use the alpha a little bit to lower that down. I don't want to go negative, but I want them to be a lot smaller. Crazy that the speed goes really fast. Still pretty fast. Well, actually, you know what? That's because I'm not even using it at all right now. Hold on, let's do this. Let's get a... We know what time is? Is it a vector 2? What is time in Godot? What is that? Is that vector 2? Godot shader time. I mean, it should be a float, but I'm gonna assume that it's a float. So let's assume that it's a float. As it is what it is. Okay. Or float. Yeah, float's fine. Yeah, what can I need in time? You can see time times speed of X. Do I want to do that though? Or do I want to have different, you know, let's do what I'm doing right now first. Okay. Okay, there we go. You can start moving it at a very slower time frame. It's not moving super fast at all. Let's you can increase that time then. 2.1. See if that looks any better. Okay, I can see it moving. This one's not like barely moving. Let's increase the time a little bit more. Let's make it 3. Alright, well, let's do 1. We'll go faster and then slower. Go half that time. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So we have really dark clouds. I would love to clamp this a little bit. Clamp. Fog times density. Oh, first of all, let's just make it work right now. So I don't want it to be too high, so let's do 8. What about 7? Oh, whoops, I put a W in it by accident. Don't dislike it, but I don't know. Yeah, I gotta fix the edges too, but I just want to wanted to see how this is gonna look like. What if I lower it down to 6? Okay. I love the way like kind of like it moves around. Five. Okay. Actually, not too bad. What if I keep going down? Let me see if to a point where I don't like it anymore. Okay. Three. That actually looks great. I gotta find like an actual value that actually makes it look cool. I love how this is gonna combine together. Yeah, this looks great. I know this is supposed to be more like a polishing stage, but interesting. In that case, I could probably just make this just a regular speed then, since I don't need the other stuff at all. I'll set it by default to 2, and then it's just that. I believe I had mine at, what was it, 0.5? But I had to go a little bit lower than that. I don't remember. Okay. That's great. So the one thing I do gotta fix with this one though is that if I go into the scene, is that it follows me, right? So that's one thing I gotta fix. It looks great. So I just gotta fix that. So I did find about a node last time, but I haven't used it or don't know how to use it. Is that there is a parallax node in here, which is actually pretty interesting, which I've never done before. I believe it was this that I got to do. You know what I can do though? Hold on. I know I made it black in here, but let's make it white just so I can see it. Just so I can see what's going on. So we do that. Well, I don't know how to use it, so this will be the first time I'm using it. And then in here we use the parallax layer. Where's the parallax layer go first? Oh, parallax background. That's what I was looking to last. Where's this parallax background? Here it is. Hold on. I think that's what I want to do. So it doesn't have to go with the following the player, right? So I can move that out and put it at the bottom. Where the camera zoom? Why is this layer at -100 though? That's one thing. Follow viewport. Do I want it to follow the viewport? Ah, okay. No, I wanted to just follow the viewport. We got this parallax. I don't even know if this is going to work right now, or what it's actually doing. Why is it in the bottom corner again? That's the question. Oh, but it doesn't do anything with that. Okay, interesting. It doesn't use that position at all. I'm gonna have to offset it then. Do I have to add more? Wait, it doesn't even offset it at all. Interesting. Well, I'm learning this stuff at the moment. Maybe I need to put, oh, there we go. I need to use this here. 56 and 256. Yeah, it's in the back, which is very weird. I don't know why a parallax background needs to have where the layer to be. If anything, it should be at the top. There we go. Let's see if it. Great, with that transition. Okay, so it stopped here, which it shouldn't have stopped. Why did it stop? Maybe I should use my own thing that I'm using. Ah, I see. Yeah, but if you notice, they don't like the edges don't look good. How would you fix it? How would the edges get fixed? I have to do something with the color rect or something? I don't think so, because you may need to flip some. Some of them need to be flipped. I don't think it has to do anything with the noise texture. One, it's already seamless. I want to make this seamless. Override before. I mean, one thing I can do is just make a huge one. Eventually, you will eventually go into the corner. That still doesn't fix it, though. I wish you were able to scale some of them. This does it for everything. I don't even know if flipping it would actually do the or fix the issue or not. I don't even know. No, I don't think it's gonna fix it. Like overall, this is great and all, but it just doesn't fix the edges. I may need to do what I was thinking of doing it, so this is not gonna really work out for me. So the one thing I can do, oops, I didn't mean to move that. I should just move this over here. Delete that. Sorry for testing. I wanted to test it out to see if I can use it or not, but it looks like I can't. So let's well, I have it so it follows the player at all times. And another thing that I have in here is, I forgot the name of that. So if I go to project settings, globals, shader globals, I can use the move delta. Player move delta, which is a vector 2, and use that as an offset for the UVs. Yeah, let's try that. What's it called? Global vector 2 player move delta. What was it? Global uniform. And use this as an offset for the UVs. Vector 2 UV plus the move delta of the player, and we can just update this accordingly. We'll have that fixed in here, hopefully. Okay, let's try it out. Actually, just put this. What I should do maybe is move my color rec from here and just put it black. Let's see what happens. So we'll always follow the player, but it will move the UVs. So it looks like I'm actually moving. Oops! Oh my gosh! With this. There we go, look at that. Great. So I just gotta add like a speed on it. Some type of speed. So I can move it a little bit faster. We could do like ×2. I'll go up so I don't have to mess with this collider here that I'm dealing with. Oh, you know what? I may need to put a minus on the Y. I think. Yeah, because I'm running right, but the clouds is actually following me, so I need to do a minus on it. I forgot about it. No, it's still, if you notice, it's still moving the other way. Interesting. How am I using this in my other shader stuff? Hold on. Using player move delta here. And it's a plus on the final UV. Okay. So why is it? I mean, is this being called? That's a good call. Is this being called? So it is a plus then. Is this being called in the testing? I think I should do this in the game manager, right? Feels like something that I would do. Alright, go. Move, player move delta. Oh, only does it if I'm in the dungeon. That's why. Do I want to keep track of this position every time? You know, just put it in my testing then, in the meantime. Let's go to my testing, let's put an update here if I'm not doing it already. Okay, so let's put a func process delta, and let's make this working here. I'm assuming I can have access to it. Rendering server dot global shader parameter sets. We have the player move delta, and I need access to the player, sadly. I need access to the player because I need to get the offset of the player by doing what I'm doing here. So let's just grab that for now. What time is it? That'll still be fine, I think. Still be good. Alright, we got var vector 2. I need the player position, I need the start level position with the character as well. So since this player is already spawned, I can just move it over here and it should be okay. Alright, we got the player there. We can have a vector here, var player start position, vector 2. Right, we're going here, and it's gonna be the player global position, and add that, and then use this here. Alright, so what's the issue now? There's already put in delta. Oh, I see. The player delta. And I use that here. Invalid numeric rotation. Okay. Well, why don't I just do this here instead then? Oh, it's because the F, that's what it is. It's alright, I did it on top already. There it is. Another thing I can do as well here is just making sure that there's a player here. I don't want to do all of this stuff in an update loop and it's crashing because there's no player. Alright, well that's my testing, so let's run it. Oh my. Forgetting about it. But cool. There we go. That's actually great. Okay. So right now it's just a matter of how fast I want it to move. Does that feel fine? I'll just go up. Honestly, it looks great. I just think maybe it's moving a little bit too fast, but nice. Wondering why. Like if the clouds are going this way, if I'm going the other way, I guess that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, I think it just needs some minor tweaks to it, but so far it looks great. Love how it animates the clouds in the back. I don't know, feel free to let me know thoughts. Maybe it definitely needs some more tweaks to it, but I love the cloud shadows in here. It looks great. And the way they form. Nice. Okay. All right. Well, we did that actually pretty. How long did it take me? I don't even know how long that took me, but not too bad. Right, let's go into the actual game. Let's load it in. And the clouds are here too. Sweet. Nice. Actually, I could go a little bit more out. Yeah, this is great. Alright, let's play around here and see if we can fix some bugs, if any. Ooh. Okay. I thought I fixed that already. Why wasn't that an issue in the other? Hold on, let me see. Interesting. Looks like there's a collider here. I didn't get removed correctly. Let's take all of these trees out of the way. And let's take this one out of the way as well. Yeah, there's a collider here. Interesting. Yeah, I can't move in there. And what sucks, I can't enable colliders and I'm trying to figure out which one's which. I don't know what collider is in here at all, because I have so many right now. I don't know if it comes from a tree or whatnot, but there's a collider here for whatever reason. Something to look at later on. I just don't know what exactly is it. Yeah, so this one's gone. It came from a small tree, right? Part of this tree trunk here. Something happened. Oops. Cool. Oh, here we go again. The question is, Interesting, interesting, interesting. Do I have a pickaxe in here? No, I do not have pickaxes in here. Is it still there? Yeah. Interesting. So we got some colliders happening still for whatever reason. I don't know. It looks like it comes from a tree. But hold on, let me change this game music. I see a different type of game music in here. Go with this one. Alright, well. Let's get my pickaxe in here. Let's drop some stuff from here. Let's just drop these seeds. I don't really care about them right now. Let's add the tool pickaxe in here. If anything, maybe I could spawn more smaller trees in my test scene, and we can test it out there and see if that's a problem or not. Remember where it was? Oh no, there it is. But I can't actually go in here. Like, it's just the collider for whatever reason decided to still be here. If it is the tree, one thing I can do is just move the collider elsewhere. When I disable the tree, I move the tree as well, right? But I'm wondering why it doesn't disable that collider. So let's take down this small tree over here and see what's still happening. But I just double check that its surroundings are good. Alright, test this out, shall we? Okay, so it didn't happen to this guy. Oh, there's something here though. Hello. Yeah, it's here now. Hold on. Why can I chop this tree from this side? There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it is a small tree, is it? Look at that. Why is that a problem? Is it happening in the testing? Let me try it out. Let's try out the testing real quick. My pickaxe. If it's happening here, we can test it out. We can start figuring out why it doesn't disable it at all. Yeah, it's not happening here though. That's very interesting. Let's put this. Let's do this one over here. Yeah, I'm not seeing the issue in this one. Interesting. Why it's happening on the other one? There's something to look at. I'm assuming it's this small one here that doesn't get disabled correctly. But we're going through all of it right now. We're disabling both of them, right? The one that's on the SB_X and SB default. Assuming that's the tree, but it kind of looks like it is the tree, right? SB. Yeah, I would have gotten an error out of it if it's not correct, but it looks correct. Collision polygon to the despawn, disable them, and remove the outline on them as well. That's interesting. Weird that's not happening in the testing though. Let me shop this other ones in here. Excuse me, by the way. Yeah, no issues there. I wonder what could it be? What's causing that? Okay. I could probably just put that in as a backlog bug, because I'm not entirely sure what's happening in that bug right there. It's either the tree or there's something else in there. I'm not entirely sure right now what that is. I mean, I can actually enable collisions in here. I won't know what it is though, but I can still enable it. Ooh, this looks great. I love the clouds. Love the clouds right there. Alright, so I can see all the collision shapes in here. And let's go with the smaller ones down here. Okay, that changed to a smaller one. I swear that it doesn't work. It works now. That's gonna. Oh no, there it is. What's in here? There's not even a collider in here. There's no collision in here. What? Not even a box collider is being shown in here, but I can't go through here. What? Okay. You see that, right? Like I'm running through here. I can't go through it. How big is this thing? Not even that wide either. It's a small little thing. But there's no big visuals on it. Interesting. Alright, let me go to my player real quick. What's my player collider? I got a couple though. I don't know which one should I do it on. Oh, but it's not disabled. What if I just not have it colliding with anything right now? Does that work? Oh. What can be here? I'm confused. I'm a little confused as to what that is. Hold on, let me mute something in the background right now, so you guys don't hear it. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'm baffled right now, guys. Baffled, is that the right word? I'm confused as to why there's something here even though there's no collision box anywhere for it. Is that a thing? Like one on... That's that. Don't have any other colliders here. The other ones are just Area 2Ds. Does the player have any? That's just platform floor. But it does have collision layer here too. With myself, level, enemy. Let's just disable everything. Okay, so now I can go through it just fine. So what are you then? Just put enemy. Okay. Well, this is my collision layer. Let's do it down here. Okay. So this is a level. Yeah. So something with the levels colliding in here. Because once I disable it, I can go through it just fine. That's very interesting. Question is, I don't know what that can be. Would a collider still show if the parent is disabled? Hold on. Wow. That's like, I don't see my collider in here. But then again, it could be disabled, right? Because if I enable my collider from the player, the actual Godot will consider it and show it to us, right? So if I make it visible and run the game, load into the game, test it. Okay, so now you can see my character actually collider, which you were not able to see before. So I think that's the problem. So I think it still might be the trees, but because my actual player collider is disabled, you actually don't see it. Another thing I can try, let me see. Go to my scripts, to the trees. Is it the tree? Yeah. No, I can't try that actually. I was gonna say let's make the collision enabled at all times, but because when I destroy the tree, I put it back to my pool, it needs to be not visible anymore. And it's weird that it doesn't happen in the test scene. Well, that's at least something good to know then. Something to look into. Something I'm gonna have to look in later on though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to that later. I don't know exactly what the cause of it is, and given the time that I have left over, I don't think I'll even have time to even fix that today. But you know, let's do some fishing over here. Let's see if we see any issues there. I haven't really tested issues, but majority of everything else looks looking good though. I haven't really tested fishing that much. Ooh, where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? Come back. Come back. Let's go. Look at this big boy over here. Woo! A largemouth bass. And you're going to spawn and it's gone after I release it. Got a walleye. Released. Woo. There you go, buddy. Ooh, I barely made that. Oof, we went under and it's gone. So that's probably some things I need to tweak in this a little bit. So fishes don't go under the water or under like the bottom section of dirt. Maybe some tweaks I can do to that as well. Oh, it's a big boy, that's why. I'm like, why can't I get this guy? And it's gone. Got some monsters over here. Oh no. Yeah, and I don't think I'm getting this one at all. I'm just gonna break it. Ain't happening, bruh. You're too big of a monster right now that I can't get you. And go with the smaller. Maybe I have a chance with this one here. There we go. 46. That's like the biggest one I've gotten today. Damn, that was a big monster right there. Let's get this little baby fish over here. Got a small one, 14 pounds though. It's actually, you know, it's still kind of decent, I guess. Nice. What about these smaller ones over here? I had to pack a punch right now. Woo! There we go. Look how small it is now. The bluegill. Alright. One thing I would actually want to look into, and that is actually the edges of this one here. The bottom edge, I don't really like the way that those look right now. Let's see if we can do something about it right now. Let's make a duplicate copy and just put it over here for now. And we can mess with it right now. Right? So I'll fix it afterwards. Actually, you know what I can do before I even do any of that? And move this a little bit forward. Oh wait, hold on. Let's make it a little bit smaller here. I don't know if I'm gonna like it anyway, but I'm just gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna look good at all. We'll find out to see if it even is gonna look good or not. I need to fix some of these other ones here though. And I can move this a little bit forward. Honestly, you could probably just have this. Yeah, I need to fix a little bit of that, but let me see how it looks like in game right now. I may need to update. Hold on, let me see. Why is this? I think I need to just restart it then. Oh, there it is. Just took a little bit of time. The reason that I wanted to like just show the grass on the bottom is because you're watching it from the top and you're basically not going to see this section this side because it's closer to the camera, right? Or right on top of it, I guess you could say. So you'll never ever be able to see like the dirt and wall from this side. Does this even look better though? I don't know. I don't know if that looks better or not. Hey, Mango Tree Dev, welcome to the stream, buddy. Welcome. Thanks for the live streams. They make for great co-working time to stay motivated. Yeah, no problem. No problemo. I appreciate you joining the stream. Appreciate, yeah. I appreciate, yeah. I hope your projects are doing great too. Hope you're killing it. Alright, well, I'm debating if I like this or not. And I want to say I don't. Maybe I can make it more smoother, but let me see if I can touch those edges over there. And make it so that, see. It kind of looks like it's kind of like starting to blend in. Oh, this is kind of like huge right now, though. It took a little bit of time to update. Took a little bit of time to update. Let me see. There we go. Can't say I like it better or not. That means that the water, actually, you know what? The water needs to be. Let me see. Let me zoom in a little bit. See the empty spot here? The grass should be going a little bit higher than. Be going higher? Interesting. Why does it need to go higher? I thought I lined it up correctly. I guess at this point it just depends if I like it or not, though. I don't want to go too deep into it, and then I end up not liking it. Hold on. But it says that I need to go deeper into like this. Go a little bit higher then. That is the case. Sadly, some of this will need to go higher as well. Actually, I don't. You know, it's fine for right now. You know, it's not fine. This top thing on top, it's not gonna look good. Let's fix that. I have a copy on the other side, so it shouldn't be a big problem. Let's wait for that to update. You should see this going a little bit higher, the grass, so you don't see this little section here. Give it a second, hopefully it updates soon. There we go. I don't know if I like it or not. you know. We'll leave it like that for right now, I guess. Just a thought process, but I'm gonna revert it back. Maybe I got used to it seeing it this way. Either that or I need to just make it look better. One of the other two, you know. Let's just remove all this grass on this side. I don't need it. But cool, I guess this is where I'm gonna call it, guys. I gotta get back to work. It's time for work right now. Sadly, otherwise I keep streaming. But hopefully, you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream and had a good time. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. And hope you guys have a great day or wonderful night, depending on your time. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Anyhow, guys, have a great day.